Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sin Privilegios. I'm your host, Adriel Dominguez, and today I'm here with Alyssa.
Hey!
So she's my second guest
Turn up, turn
on
up.
the
What does it
podcast.
say? First is the worst, second is the best.
Okay.
Hey!
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, guys. I got lost on the PLU campus, but it's okay. I found it. I found my way.
So, yeah, that the campus is confusing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's hot outside, guys. I
And
almost
it's
toasted
super
up.
hot.
Almost burnt the F up, guys.
And then the room we're in, when I came in, it smelled like those onion chips, like sour
The
cream.
Hawaiian. Oh,
That's what it smelled. I don't know who was snacking in here, but
pupu caca.
it stank. I had to air it out.
Oh no.
But you know what? We're here now, and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna turn up, guys. Turn up.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What you do?
Who am I, guys? Who am I not, guys? Like, I am No, I'm 20. Sorry, guys. I forgot. I'm 20. I am a dental assistant. My name's Alyssa. I am Mexican. Turn up.
Okay. Okay. So today we're gonna talk about microaggressions.
Yes.
That's gonna be a focus of the episode. So, with that being said, when did you start working?
I started being a dental assistant last year in October is when I graduated from my school.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when I started being dental assistant.
So last year?
Yeah.
So it's been like
almost a year. In October, a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So why'd you choose that?
Well, I wanted to be a mortician at first, but the only school is in Kirkland,
Mhm.
and that's like an hour and a half away, so it was going to be unreasonable for me to drive there every day, and I can't move, but it's be too expensive. Then I wanted to be a sonography tech, but then I had to be in school for like 4 years. I was like, heck no, girl, I need something now. So then I looked around and I found dental assisting. I was like, you know what? This sounds fun, and it sounds cool. So I did it. And at first, like, I was like, heck no, that's nasty. But then after getting into it, I learned that it's like a lot. It's more than just cleaning, really. It's like a big science, like a whole like web, pretty much. And so I did it, and I was like, you know what, this is really fun. I really like it. I like it now, so it's
That's
really
good.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a good accomplishment. Okay. So when you started working, did you know what a microaggression was?
Yes, because I mean, like growing up, you know, people they always tell you like weird stuff, like, "Oh, you're so pretty for a Mexican," or "Your arms are so hairy." It's like, "What's así?" And it's just like, oh, and it's like not racist, but it's not right.
Yeah.
And so, like growing up, you know, you kind of just learn to live with that. But after like the like Black Lives Matter movement was going on, I think like my friends and I got really more educated in like racism and microaggressions and like things that are not proper to say. Like not saying that we were racist beforehand, but just a lot of stuff that like you don't think of. Like when you hear it, you're just kind of like, oh, that was weird. You rush it off. But then someone tells you like, hey, like that's not right. It's like, oh my god, you're right. That's not right.
Mhm.
You know, and so yeah, I knew about them going in. I knew about it going into it. So yeah, I guess long answer short. I mean, yeah, long story short, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna just read you the quick definition of what Google says a microaggression is. So it is a statement, action, or incident regarded as an instance of indirect, subtle, or unintentional discrimination against members of a marginal group, such as a racial or ethnic minority. So when was the first time that you remember, like maybe not at work, that you
Yeah.
remember facing like a microaggression?
Oh, honestly, I don't know. Probably when I was like really young, just little things of like, oh, like you speak English so well for the Mexican, or things just like that, where it's like, I mean, I was born here, so
Yeah.
I think I would know how to speak English.
Someone actually did say that to me too. I was really
Yeah.
young. I think I was like maybe 10, 12, somewhere around there. And this
Yeah.
older white lady, she was like, I was with my parents because they do like contracting.
Oh yeah.
So I was with them, and she was like talking to me, and I was like talking back. I don't even know what she was asking
Just
me, right?
random stuff, bro.
But then she said, she's like, "Oh, you speak English really well," and I was like,
I was born here.
And
Perhaps
then-
I do, perhaps. I don't know.
yeah, I was like, maybe it's the fact that I grew up here like you, lady. So I mean, I think I was too young to really understand. Like,
yeah, like you when you hear it, you're kind of just like, that was weird, and you don't know. But then it's not until you learn like what it is that you're like, oh my god, that was a freaking microaggression.
yeah,
Like what the
looking
hell?
back,
Yeah, I'm like, bruh, I should have said something. I should have bit her or something, dude. Things like that, you know, just like, oh, you're so white for a Mexican or this and that, you know, it's just like, girl, shut up, shut up.
has that happened to you like recently?
Microaggressions? Oh
Mhm.
yeah, guys. God, guys know. I got it. Okay, story time. So at my job, right? Basically they have like little like social media pages trying to like get it big. But basically they used the song from Narcos. It's like a like like comedy bit or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after they did it, like they asked me, they're like, oh, because they know I speak Spanish. And before this, they said like a lot of stuff that I've just like, you know what? As like as bad as it sounds, it's like there's times you just have to pick your battles, and there's just some things I'm just like, you know what, I did not like that, but it's so minor that I'm just like whatever, because I think I'm like a really
Mm-hmm.
big person where not that I don't like confrontation, but I don't like to make big things out of small things if it's genuinely like doesn't bug me that bad. So if I can just think about it, just be like, okay, you know what, whatever, like I'll forget about it, or when I get home, like I don't care, because I'm really good at separating like work and life. Like I don't mix it up at all. So if I'm like, you know, if I forget about it when I get home, then I don't care. Like whatever, just roll your eyes or just like a haha and just leave. But yeah, they say a lot of things of like they'll bring Mexican foods, or just they'll just like Spanish words will come up and I'll say it and they're like, oh my god, you say that so Mexicanly, or you say it like a Mexican, like why do you say it like that? And things like that. I'm like, oh, you don't have an accent when you speak at all. That's like so cool. It's like okay, just stuff like that where I'm just kind of like, okay, like that was annoying, but it's like again, like that's my workplace, and like I can always find another job, but I mean it's like I'll just bite my tongue, you know. It's like whatever. It's something minor. They're not like telling me go back to where you're from or anything. They're not calling me slurs that I can actually like hold an argument for. So like whatever, I'll just let it pass. But this time I was like, hell no, girl. So they asked me, they're like, oh, do you know the lyrics of that song? Like, you know what they're saying? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I speak Spanish. I know what they're saying. And then it was when did it happen? It happened on Friday this happened, and Thursday it was when my doctor he asked me that, and he was like, oh, like you translate it for me, and jokingly I was like, oh, like it's a secret. He was like, oh, come on, like just tell me, like you know Spanish, like just share it with the world, like share your language with the world, do it. And I was like, no, like I don't want to, like I don't have to share Spanish with anybody I don't want to, and I'm not commanded to speak it, like I don't have to if I don't want to, it's my language. And I think a lot of people fail to realize I didn't learn Spanish as like a party trick. I learned it to speak with my family, because my family was all from Mexico. So if I wanted to talk to them, I had to know Spanish, which is why I learned that one first. And to me, maybe some people it's not a big of a deal. To me, it's like really dear to my heart because I learned it for that purpose, and I only speak to my loved ones in that language. So to me, it's like very like close to my heart. Some people might not be like that, which is fine, but to me, it is. And he was just like, "Oh, I get it. Like, yeah, it's fine." And then the next day, I'm at work, and it's like a group of like 4 or 5 of my colleagues. They're all white. I'm there, and I went to go get my doctor because we were doing a crown, and my patient was like already numbed up, so we're ready to get like actual work started. So I go and I get him, and as I'm there, the woman that showed in the video who was like putting the powder in, she comes up and she was like, she asked me, she's like, oh, like, hey, this fake ass voice where she's like, oh my god, hey, like, do you know what they're saying in the song that we posted yesterday? And I was like, yeah, I know what they're saying. She's like, can you translate it for us? And I was like, I mean, I don't know the lyrics from the top of my head, but like, I can, if I hear the song, I can translate it. And she was like, oh yeah, like, can you translate it, please? And as I start saying like the first two words, the other colleague there is talking about some wait no, but like have her sing it in English but with the same rhythm, like it'll be so funny. And so like all 4 or 5 of them are just there talking like, oh my god, sing it in English, say it, translate it for us, sing it. And I'm just like, guys, WTF is going on? And so I just got really like, this is like, I just felt like so like belittled and like, oh my gosh, like there's no way. I just kind of like started like disassociating, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like I was like, this isn't real. Like I'm dreaming. Like there's no way this is happening. And then I just got so fed up, and I was like, I'm not your guys' like circus monkey. Like, can we go back to work? And I walked away, and as I'm walking away, they're all like, oh, she's spicy today. Like she's so spicy. Look at how she's walking away so spicy. I'm just like, what the freak? And I got so mad, and I like I just got so frustrated, and I mean I continued on with my day. I went to lunch. I called my mom. I told my mom about it, and like my mom, like, I didn't have to tell her that it like made me upset. As soon as I told her the story, she immediately was like, "So what are you, their performer or something? Like why are they making you do this?" And I was like, "Girl, I don't know." And so just stuff like that where I'm like, that was crazy, and I keep thinking about it. And I like, oh my god, I started crying on my lunch break because I'm like, this is so embarrassing, guys. Because I was just like, dude, like, why do that? Like, it
Mm-hmm.
genuinely is just like, and I was talking to my mom, like, if even if I explain it to them as to why that hurt my feelings or why it bugged me, they're never gonna understand it because
Mm-hmm.
they're not a minority. They don't speak another language. They're never gonna be forced to, oh, have her sing in this or have her say like this and that in front of people. Like, what the heck? And they're never gonna get it. And it's just like it doesn't matter how many times I explain it to them, they will never understand it because they choose not to. right? People choose to be ignorant. And I feel like if you vote for Trump, you're voluntarily choosing to be ignorant, because regardless of what you see, if you're racist or not, whatever, like, oh, that person's Asian, that person's Mexican, that person's black, whatever, we're people, and what you're seeing point blank is families being ripped apart. Right. And so choosing to be ignorant about that and just blame it because of their race is something I find so like idiotic. Because like, are we serious right now? These are families and little kids who are being separated from their families, like little kids who are being separated from their parents, and people who are dying because they can't get the medical attention they need because you guys are deporting them because they're criminals.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that where I'm just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, guys, that happened. It sucks. And now I'm like, I'm looking for another job or something. And I was like, oh no. But yeah, just that happened. Just that, guys. On top of like the other 15 things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Just that, guys. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what you were saying about like earlier about people choosing to be ignorant, I think
Yeah.
even like obviously I'm barely starting this podcast, right? But the last video that I posted with the interview, there was a lot of people. Well, there was this one person that
Yeah,
was like
I saw your
arguing.
comment.
Okay, yeah, there was this one person on there arguing, and I was like, the point with this, I want to try to educate people, but if you're not willing to listen and you're just going to be disrespectful, I'm going to remove your comment and I'm probably
Yeah.
going to block you because I'm not going to be dealing with that, especially when I have other people on here trying to speak their truth, right? But it's like you can try to educate somebody,
Yeah.
but they don't want to listen.
They don't. And I think it comes from a part that they have no empathy. They don't
Yeah.
see, they're very close minded in the sense of they don't see outside of their like their
Belief,
group.
yeah.
I guess like, you know, like white people don't see past the group of whiteness, that
Mhm.
there are like they're stuck in this community of like surrounded by other white people, that they don't care to educate themselves about other people's issues. And like I feel like as minorities, like when we use that word, I think people kind of use as like, oh my god, that's so like overused or whatever, da da da. But it's like, no, like as minorities we can understand each other. Like I have friends who are African American, I can understand them without them having to tell me their whole life story, because I already know we face similar struggles. But
Mhm.
when you have like friends who are white, it's harder to get on the same ground, at least in my experience, because they don't understand that I just can't do the same things they can do, and they can't say certain things to me. That's like, you can't say things like that, right? And just stuff like that, I've noticed. And I feel like it's really hard to get that there because they can't educate themselves, because A, they're too ignorant, and two, they don't want to have empathy. And I feel like empathy goes a long way, and without empathy you can't educate anybody,
Yeah.
because they have to be wanting to learn and wanting to be there. I feel like just like a really big part of what's going on right now, and just it's been going on forever, but I just feel like right now the world has gotten like so bad.
Yeah.
It's like insane. It's like so dangerous now. I'm like, oh my gosh.
And also, I just feel like under this administration we're under, people are just more open to acting
Mhm.
like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
because there are no consequences and it's encouraged.
well, yeah,
That's
our
what's
leader is a
happening.
racist,
Yeah,
so why wouldn't they? Like,
a felon, a rapist, a racist, like
we're just saying the
crazy.
facts. This is not an opinion.
It's
Y'all
my
can.
opinion, but it is facts.
It is a
If it's
fact.
if it's on if it's on a court document, babe,
Google it. It's free.
it's free,
A lot of
guys.
y'all need to
Google
use
is free.
Google.
Google is free. And I think it's fair that people argue he's a good businessman. Two things can be true at one time. But that's people's argument, is like, he's a good businessman, so he make a good president. No, but if that's generally what you believe, you can believe that and also understand that he's also very, very racist and very discriminatory, guys. We can agree on two things at once, guys. Let's be real. Come on.
I don't think he's a good businessman,
I
but
don't think he's a good anything.
whatever. Whatever. I've heard that argument. I will not agree with you.
Me neither.
Okay. You were talking about like, well, maybe I could leave my job and stuff,
Yeah.
right? But I don't really think that's like the point. You shouldn't
No,
have to
yeah,
leave your
that's for
job
sure.
because people around you don't know how to
Yeah,
act.
yeah,
Right?
100%. And like I definitely agree with that, you know. But like I was telling my mom about it. The things, like, to me, it's not like, oh, it's just like something I can brush under the rug. But if we were to think about it like legal wise and like legalities, I can't just cause this big lawsuit like, oh, they're discriminating against me because they said this, you know. Like, it have to be like they either call me a slur, they say something very obvious, you know. But things like that aren't considered like those ones, I guess. Like microaggressions, I guess the main problem with those is that they're very biased in a way where to us it's like, yeah, that's offensive, like you can't say that. But to people who are saying it, it's like, it's not that bad. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Da da da. There's no like fine line between yes and no with those ones. And I feel like when like actual slurs, it's like, okay, yeah, you can't say that, period, and everybody agrees on that. But with microaggressions, I feel like it's really like up to the eye of the beholder or whatever. How it's up to us and it's our opinion if we get offended. Because people are like, oh, well, you can get offended by it, but it's like, no, what you said was offensive. You know, people
Mm-hmm.
will argue like, oh, you're just offended by it, or you just want to be like a victim or whatever. People will argue that with anything. But yeah, and so it's like, yeah, I shouldn't have to do that to go look for another job, but it's also like everyone there thinks the exact same, and there's only one other person there who's Mexican, and she like feeds into it. She's like one of those that wants like validation.
From white people.
Yeah, and so she lets them say shit like that. Sorry. And I'm the complete opposite. It's like, no. And so it's one of those moments where it's like I could just sit there and fight it and just deal with being talked negatively about me, like behind my back, and just do like all the pettiness,
Mm-hmm.
or I could just go find another environment which I will suit me better, you know. So like I might as well just do that one, because it's like harder to call someone out when they're wrong when everyone there supports them and believes that they're doing the same thing. And if it's
Mm-hmm.
just me versus 10 people, they're like, no, she didn't do anything wrong. And I'm like, no, she did. It's not going to get me anywhere, you
That's
know?
true. Yeah.
So that's where I'm just like, I might as well just go get somewhere else because not here, girl. I ain't here. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I mean, in the workplace, this happened to me recently too. And there was this lady. She's way older than me, by the way.
They're always old.
I'm like,
You know that video where it's like broke. You guys are all broke, all stupid, all bitches. Like literally,
Yeah.
that's that video. Like
oh my gosh, she was
always,
way
always.
way older than me. So yeah, I think I can't remember the exact order it happened in, but I have the email somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
written on paper.
Okay, this is what happened.
Okay.
I can't remember like the first incident, but the one I do remember. Do you know who? I forget what her name is, but she goes by like people use her acronyms. She's like a congresswoman, I think. Is Latina.
Oh, AOC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her. So I'm like, I work at this office, right? So I'm like, I still work there, so I'm not gonna say where.
I know. Me too. That's why I didn't show the video because I'm like, guys, I don't want to get sued.
I will not say where, but it's been handled, so it's cool, I guess. But we'll get to that. So I'm like, first of all, that day I had like a slick back, right? I had a slick back bun. I think I was wearing like something similar to these earrings, which if y'all are not seeing, they're like gold.
They're just gold
like
tips.
hoops, yeah.
Just gold tips.
So I'm like walking in, and she's like staring at me, like I could feel someone looking at me. So I like look at her, and then she's like, "Oh my god!" She said something like, "I look like what'd you say?"
AOC.
Yeah, she's like, "I thought you were AOC for a minute," or something like that, and I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Who is that?" I look her up, and I was like, "Girl, I look nothing
like her.
I look
Nothing
I
like
look
her.
nothing like that lady." Okay, I googled her. I was like, "You literally just said that because we're both paisas."
That's all. Like if it was like actual similarity, okay, maybe. No, there's no offense. There's nothing between you and her
we
similar at
don't
all.
look alike.
Not
we
at
don't
all.
look alike.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then I was like, yeah. Anyways, that's the first thing that happened where I was like, okay, but I didn't really know.
Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like, do I say something? Do I just let it pass? It's like, okay, whatever. Like, whatever. You know, just ignore it. Like,
But
just,
that was like the first time. Also, it was like I didn't know who AOC was.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, when I sat down like at my desk and I googled it, I was like, "Girl, we look nothing alike. Like, what are you saying?" And then I was like, "Did she just say that because we're both Hispanic?" And then I kind of just tossed it to the side because I was like, I don't really care. Mm-hmm. And then the next incident, so our desks are like right next to each other, and I'm like doing my work, whatever. And she's having a conversation with another person. Who's also very young, by the way. She's a person of color. And so the white lady and the person are having this conversation. I'm not really paying attention because I'm like in my own world. But she said something along the lines of, "Oh yeah, like I'm not gonna be working here anymore." Cause I don't know. I didn't pay attention. But then the girl leaves. The white lady, she turns to like look at me, and she was like, "Oh, why is she not gonna be working here anymore?" And I was like, "I don't know."
I don't know.
I was like,
I'm not the one quitting. I don't know.
I was like, I'm assuming she's probably like gonna get another job, or I mean, I don't talk. I don't even know who the girl is, to be honest.
I don't know why.
I seen her in the office, but we don't talk. And then she was like, "Oh, she's like, is it because?" She said, I can't remember the exact thing. I have to pull up the email, but it was something like, "Is it because she's getting deported or something?" So, yeah,
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's like, "Is it because she's getting deported?" And I was like, "Huh?" Like, I literally was so shocked because it caught me so off guard. I didn't even know what to say. I think I just kind of
That's
sat there and I
something
was
so
like,
wicked to say. Like,
she was not Hispanic, by the way. Not that it makes it any better, but she was not Hispanic. But I was like, huh?
are we being serious right now? Like, not at all. Like, oh, she found a job with a higher pay, or she found
No.
something closer.
No, that was her first thought. That was the first thing that
Deported.
came out of her mouth was, is it because she's getting deported? And I was like, because when she asked me, the first thing that I said was maybe she's
Yeah,
just
maybe she
gonna
might
get
a better
another job.
pay, or she's getting a better job.
My first thought was not she's gonna get deported.
That's what never my first thought.
And that was literally after like Trump had gone into presidency.
Oh my god, this bitch.
And I was like,
she's like, I just saw my vote in use, guys. My vote is in use.
by the way, these incidents happened when my boss was not there. Okay, so
what is your boss? Are they a person?
she loves me, by the way. I think.
Oh.
No, but she's actually really nice, and we're low key like friends.
Oh, turn up.
But she wasn't there when this happened, so it was just like me and her, and I was kind of like, I think I completely stayed silent. I don't think I said anything because by that time she like kind of turned around.
What do you even say? Like, what do you even respond to that though? Like,
exactly, what was I supposed to say?
like, what are you supposed to say to that? Like,
well, the only thing you could have done was like call her out, I guess.
but
like,
it's like you're so in shock that it's like no way, like it's like no way, this is real. Like, this is rage baiting. Where's the cameras? Like, I just walked the prank. Like, there's no way she just said that, dude.
I was truly being rage baited, bro.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I stayed quiet. And then the next thing that happened was there was a Hispanic family that came in. They needed help.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, there's like certain terminology we use for certain documents, right?
Yeah.
But instead of telling her telling them, oh, it's this like document, whatever it is, she was using the acronyms. So I was like, they're not gonna know what the acronyms are, and you could tell they're already having a hard time with English, and she was just being blatantly rude because they were Hispanic. Because I was like, if it was a white family that had come in here and asked for your help, you would not be using their acronyms for a document they don't even know. Like, it made me so infuriated.
Even then, I think like when you're talking to customers, like using acronyms or like professional lingo is just not right because they don't understand. Like if I had a patient and I'm talking to them all of this in like dental lingo, like they're not going to understand what it means. Like, oh, like let me think of like now I'm blanking, guys.
It's okay.
Like necrosis in the pulpal area. Like, they're not gonna understand what a pulpal chamber is. It's your root. It's just where your nerve is in the tooth, right? But I'm not gonna tell them, oh, your pulpal chamber.
Yeah, why not just say that?
Yeah, like because they're not gonna understand.
You're purposely making it more complicated for them to
and then
understand.
They look at you like, what are you saying? It's like they don't understand the terminology because they were like no basic person can understand what a pulpal chamber is unless you went to school or you know or had a root canal of some sorts.
Yeah.
So that's the only way you're gonna know. So it's like you have to talk to them in lingo they're gonna understand, regardless. And it's not because you're talking down to them, it's just to make it more common ground.
Yeah.
And that's insane. Like what the
I got mad and I was like, don't worry about it, I'll help him. But that right there, I was like, that was my last freaking straw. And I hadn't said nothing because I was like, maybe it's just a me problem.
Yeah, that's how microaggressions make you feel. Like, maybe I'm just being sensitive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm just being a baby.
I'm overthinking it.
That's exactly how they make you feel, and that's why you don't know it's wrong. And then when you finally realize it's wrong, it's like, oh my god, like it's been a week already, and it's not off my mind. And I talk to someone else who's the same minority or somebody who just is the same, and they're like, no, babe, that's not right. And it's like, oh,
and I was letting it slide.
Yeah, my dumbass was there like. What? Like literally, like that's why I hate that's why I hate it. That's why I hate it, dude.
Yeah, and so I kind of just let those things slide, right? And then I was like talking to my boss, and we are just kind of talking about whatever. And she's like, "Hey, has so and so like been kind of weird with you or something?" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, like, no, why? Like at this point, I think those incidents had like,
and she's talking about that girl, right? The old lady.
Okay. Yeah. She's talking about the white lady.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I can't really think of anything. And I also hadn't told my friends because, like I said, it was just like one of those things.
Just like, that's like
you just kind of think it's in your head, or
you don't realize it's wrong because it's like, is it just me? Is it just a me thing? Yeah.
And so I was like, no. And then she's like, oh, because we're writing her up. And I was like,
yeah, actually, she did do that.
Yeah. I was like, why? And then she kind of told me like this. Apparently, what's happening? I think there's like 2 other girls where I work at that are also Hispanic. And apparently, they went to her and she had was doing stuff to them too, like microaggressions.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Asking if they're getting deported too, or
I don't know. I can't
be
disclose,
asking you
but
what are you dressing up for Halloween? Frida Kahlo? Like that's the type of shit they
I
be
don't know
doing.
what she said to them. I have no idea what she said to them. I think she did tell me, but I forgot.
Mhm.
And then when she was like telling me like, oh, this and this happened, I was like,
Now
oh,
that you mention the light bulb appeared. Boom!
yeah.
It's like
It kind of
actually.
like clicked for me. I was like, oh, I was like, actually, I didn't tell you this because I thought it wasn't that big of a deal. But now that you're saying it,
Now that you mention it, perchance she did.
yeah.
Actually, yeah.
And then yeah, I think it was like that first step, like telling her. But then I think it was also hard, like actually going through with her getting written
Mhm.
up because it's
Part of you feels guilty.
yeah. I feel yes,
Yes, you feel
yes,
guilty, like, oh, I'm getting them in trouble. Like, it's like that devil and the angel, because it's like the angel's like, oh, I'm getting them in trouble, and like, what if they can't get another job? Or so, but then the devil's like, girl, fuck them. They did not have to be saying these things. Like, it's as simple as just keeping your mouth shut.
yeah.
Like, all these things that they said was avoidable, and it just, if they had just been quiet, they did not have to bring it up.
That's
So
true.
it's like, it's like you feel guilty because you're like, oh, because it's that still that indecisiveness of, is it actually something wrong or did I just take it the wrong way?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you're stuck on that part where it's like, I don't know, like, is it actually serious or am I being dramatic? And then so it feels guilty when they get in trouble for it. But then it's like, no, don't feel guilty. They should not have opened their big ass mouth and said something in the first place.
Yeah,
And that's the problem. It's like if they had just been quiet, nothing would have happened.
yeah,
Nothing.
that's true.
Nothing.
So honestly, it was thanks to those other people that spoke up about
Yeah.
it. Because honestly, I would have not said anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
it's fine, even though
Yeah.
it's not
Just
fine.
one of them was like, they'll be like, just like one of them was like, what the hell? And they just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
They just
because
go on.
honestly, yeah, I had no idea how to react in either scenario.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird.
And you don't know how to react until you've already gone through with it and you've had experience something like that already. So
Hmm.
it's like you don't know until you've been through it. So it's like,
Especially when
yeah,
they're older. I
they
mean, in my
are.
case,
Yeah, and like old people, the girl, they be saying whatever the heck comes to mind.
they do not
Literally,
care.
whatever.
So we were just talking about like old people. They got no filter.
Yeah.
Do you feel like older like coworkers or supervisors understand these, or is there a generational gap?
I think yes and no. I think that in their generation, stuff like that was normalized. However, as you get older, you have to adapt, and the environment changes. Like even with us, right? Like, hey, like those words carry meaning, and they carry consequences, and people feel certain ways when you say things like that, or when you do things like that. That's not appropriate, right? And even us as little kids, like people would do that and they would behave like, personally not me, but they would do stuff like that and it was never looked frowned upon. But as you get older, they tell you like, hey, that's not right. And I feel like a lot of the people have been able to change and accommodate to that and be like, you know what, I was wrong, and they're able to change. So I feel like yes, in the sense that in their time it was different and things were able to be said that are not allowed or not encouraged nowadays. But I don't think that's a reasoning to allow them to keep saying it, because you can still adapt and change regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And as they get older, they're able to get iPhones and make iPhones work. They're able to accommodate for like all the robot technology and stuff like that. So it's like if you can accommodate to the new age and the new world, you can accommodate to the new things that need to be changed, especially very damaging stuff that you guys are used to.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think also like with the whole generational gap,
Mm-hmm.
even if you do try to correct those things, right, and be like, "Oh, you can't say that," or "That's not appropriate," I feel like then they say that our generation is really
Yeah,
sensitive.
they call it sensitive. And you know what? I at first it was like when they were like be like, "Oh, you snowflakes." At first, like I would be kind of like try like argumentative, like whatever. But then I just realized, you know what? Like you can't change, like how we talked about earlier. You can't educate someone who doesn't want to be educated, and you can't change someone who's not willing to change. I just either way they're not going to change. Even if I explain it to them, I will always tell them you can't say that. You can't say that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say that. And even though they don't care to listen, they don't care to take it, I will still say it, because at the end of the day, I can still stand up for it, even if they don't want to accept it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if I know, at least just how I am, if I know that something's wrong and it's going on, even if the person doesn't care to like take the advice, I'll still say it because that's still what I stand. That's what I believe. And
Mm-hmm.
I just like, and most of the time when you do stuff like that, they will stop hanging around with you or saying those things in front of you at least. And they'll still do it when they're with other people, and that's fine. And if that, like me standing up for things that I believe in, makes people not want to talk to me, good. Because I don't want you in my life anyways if you disagree with me in that sense. Like, I don't care. Like, bye bye.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I think, yeah, definitely it's really frustrating when you explain to them because they're like, oh, you guys are so sensitive or you guys are just so dramatic, da da da. But it's like, don't ever feel guilty or bad for putting up boundaries to protect your own peace. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter who it is, mom, dad, siblings, grandpa, grandparents, random strangers. Never ever feel bad for putting up boundaries to protect your peace. So that's what I think about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now that have you like covered the main points?
Wait, sorry. One more thing. Now that I mentioned it,
Okay.
the something that I always struggled with growing up, packing my own lunches and wanting to pack my Mexican food. I always wanted to, and I have this friend. Her name is Minami. I knew her since elementary school, and I was always so like admire. I always admired her so much because she was Japanese, and she would bring her Japanese stuff. She would bring her Japanese bento. She would bring her Japanese backpack, like all the like stationary stuff that was also cute. And every lunch, she would pack traditional Japanese food. And I would be there like, that looks so good. And the people would be like, ew, that food is stinky. You eat that? Ew, gross. And so that would make me shy of not wanting to pack my own food. That my mom would be like mole. I wouldn't want to pack mole. I want to pack pozole. I didn't want to pack nothing because I was like, they're gonna look at it and be like, ew, and I don't want to get like judged for it, you know? Like I feel like growing up, everybody wanted to be white. Like I'll be the
Let's
first to
talk
admit
about
it.
that. Let's talk about that
I'll
for a
be the
second.
first to admit it, guys.
Okay.
Growing
Yeah.
up, I wanted to be white so bad, bitch. Oh my god. I want the blonde hair. I wanted the blue eyes. I wanted the freckles. I wanted it all. Growing up so badly, dude. Like I would look at my arms. I would be so insecure about my arms because my arms are hairy. They're not even that. I mean, they kind of are, Loki. But I'm Mexican and my hair is dark. It's gonna show on my skin. Blonde girls, their hair is blonde. It's not gonna show on their skin. They have it. They just you can't tell it as
Yeah.
easily. And growing up, I would want to be white so bad, guys. I wanted to be her. I wanted to be so bad. But then as I got older, but also I think part of it is I didn't have like a Mexican community to support me because when I moved from Oregon to Washington. I was like pretty much just my family. Like all I had is my mom, my dad, my brother, and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we had. And I didn't have like Mexican friends because I couldn't speak Spanish in school. Another microaggression. They wouldn't let me speak Spanish in school because it was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know what I'm saying, so I can't speak
Mm-hmm.
it. Even if I was talking to my friends who English, like their English wasn't as good, even if I was translating work for them, you can't speak that. We have to speak English because I can't hear what you're saying, and I don't know if you're saying something bad about me. So it's like, okay. Versus the school I went to in Oregon, and I'm noticing it now a lot differently. The school my siblings went to, they're very proud about being bilingual, and they have Spanish classes. They have Spanish teachers to help teach that, which I think is really good. Encourage the youth to do that. But yeah, like growing up, I wanted to be white so bad, and then as I got older, it wasn't until like middle school I started making like Mexican friends that I was like, what the f? Why did I ever want to do that, guys? And so now I'm like, I'm very proud about it. I'm very proud to be Mexican. I'm very proud of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I never want to be white again, guys. Never again. But yeah, I talked to my friends who they're not like friends who aren't even just Hispanic. They tell me the same thing. Like I wanted to be white so bad. I was talking to my friend Essay like yesterday. We were talking about it how we wanted to be white so bad growing up.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted our hair to flow. Like she would tell me, like growing up as a black woman, she would tell me that she wanted her hair to like flow, like how in the movies the white girl's hair flows in the wind. She really wanted that, and she couldn't because their hair texture is just not built for that. And so now that she has her locks, they're able to do that. And she's like, it reminds me of that. But I'm just so proud to be a black woman that it's like I don't care to be white. And it's like I'm just thinking I'm so proud to be Mexican and Mexican woman. It's like I don't want to be white ever again, guys. If I do, euthanize me or something. Like please.
Yeah. I think it's good that you brought that up because I feel like it's a problem issue that a lot of young people face, especially growing up in our area that we're in. When we were kids, it was predominantly white.
Yeah.
It was really rare to see other Latino kids here.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with like the lunches, literally me,
Yes,
literally
girl.
me. All I wanted was a freaking Lunchable and a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Like that was it.
I would go get their fuck ass pizza because I was too ashamed to bring my food. But I would go home and I would eat that.
Bro, I remember one time my mom, like, she would work a lot. Like, I would barely see her. And I had, like, this field trip. And then I was like, oh, can you make me a lunch? All I asked for was, like, a freaking peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yes.
But, Mexican mom, she was like, ¿A poco nada más eso?
Eso es todo, mija.
Yeah.
No te vas a llenar con
She made me a whole torta, guys.
And you know what? Looking back at it, a blessed day. That's a blessing.
Yes.
Blessed. Aprovecho, guys. Aprovecho con eso. But now, at that moment, I've been like, I would have thrown it in the bushes or something. Like, they can't see me. They can't see me do this.
And then, like, I didn't have a lunchbox or anything. I mean, all I had was
That's
like a
another
little.
thing that my family didn't. We didn't believe in lunchboxes because like
No, it was
Mexicans don't.
your plastic bag,
Yeah, no,
and
but
that was it, Buki.
sabes, you know what my mom would me do? At school, you know how like the burgers and chicken come in, like that foil wrapping?
Yeah.
Bitch, I would take it home because we couldn't empacar, and so I would take it home. And my dad at work, he would unpack his lunch, and it was like hamburger on the foil, and he would get like a fucking tamal or something. Yes, I had to do that growing up. It was so funny. Oh, that was so funny. Yeah, things like that. They're just like, why are you taking that? Why are you putting it in your pocket? I'm just gonna throw it in the garbage later. I'm just gonna throw it later. No, girl, that's my dad's lunchbox right there.
But yeah, I definitely was like, I did not want to. You would not catch me eating a Hispanic meal at school.
Never. Only thing I would be Takis and Dynamites. Oh, that's
that's because the white kids liked it.
Yes.
Because other than that, it was like, why are you eating that? What is that? Especially as a kid,
like candies and everything, dude.
Yeah,
you literally anything that had 1 ounce of spice or ethnic to it, it was just all considered like, yo, you're weird.
Yeah. And I think it's especially harder when you don't have who to identify with, right?
Yeah, you don't have a group that can be like, you're like, oh, and like I feel like people make fun of it, like, all the ethnicities split, that we split up in their own groups, but it's like that's where we're comfortable and it's our comfortable space.
And I think it's just normal as humans to do that. Like you want to find a place where you belong.
You fit in, yeah. And I don't want to have to change my appearance, to change how I act to fit in with you guys. I'm just gonna go where I know I fit in already, and that's why I'll hang around predominantly like more my like people of color or Mexican people because I hang out. I know, like, we know each other. The freak. And so it's like, yeah, but guys, growing up was so bad.
I think, especially like, and this was recent, which actually made me really sad. So that's why I'm glad that you brought it up.
Yeah.
Because I've like been meaning to want to talk about this, but
dive into it right now.
What's it called? I heard this young girl. She's beautiful, by the way, Hispana. And she was saying like, oh, I don't want to be in the sun because I'm gonna get darker. Like I don't like being dark. Y es morena. Like I think she's lighter than me, but it was morena. And that made me sad because like I remember I used to think that too. Yeah. Like I did not want to be morena. I hated my skin tone. I think growing up, like the only one that like would try to make me feel good about it. I mean, I never really talked about it, right? It's not things that you talk about, especially with your family.
And not just that though, Mexicans, I thought it's a really big problem is that they're very colorist. So even if you do bring it up, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, you are pretty dark, actually."
Yeah,
they say that. And I don't mean to interrupt you, but like I didn't have to grow up with that problem because I'm very pale. I've always been really pale, so I've never had to worry about that. But my little sister, she's very dark, and I have a video. I think no, I don't think I took a video, but she's very very dark skinned, and in the sun, girl, she gets dark, like dark, very dark. And right now, she's darker than you. She's like very very dark right now. Not saying that like you're like really dark, but she's just very very dark skinned. And my family and I, like, we always try to remind her and tell her like, you're a beautiful chocolate girl, beautiful morena. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. That's your skin color, and you are gorgeous, and you're beautiful. Yeah. And we always remind her that because a lot of little girls didn't have that growing up, you know. Yeah. So they were always looked at as like, I'm brown, that's a negative, and it's like, no, girl, you are a beautiful chocolate girl. Yeah. And it's like, come on.
And it did make me sad because I was like, I thought it was something that you just kind of, or like it had passed maybe, or I was like, maybe it was just like a generational thing. But like seeing girls that are growing up now and like having that same struggle is sad, especially right now with everything going on. I think it just makes it worse. But I mean, after a while, I think I just, like I said, I had more Hispanic friends, right? And that really helped me embrace who I am. And for all my morenitas listening out there, you're beautiful the way you
are. Gorgeous chocolate girls, guys.
Don't try to be white. You're never going to be white.
And when we think about it, like things like that where it's literally, what is like scientifically and genetically, it's not gonna happen. Like, no. Our people are meant to be in the sun all day. Like Mexico is a beautiful sunny place. That's why we're like how we are. A lot of people are dark skinned because your melanin absorbs the sunlight better. Versus when you look at white people, most of them are from cloudy ass places. Think of the UK, cloudy as hell. And that's why when you go to Australia and you see all the white people, if you look at the statistics, people who are white have higher rates of skin cancer because they're not meant to be in the sun. And that's why they're pale AF, guys. And that's why they sunburn. That's why when they get in the sun, they don't tan, they burn. Because they're meant to be in cloudy areas, guys. It's scientific, guys. Please, guys.
But yeah, I think my dad also. I remember one time I did cry about it because I was like, I don't want to be
I don't want to be
dark.
Mexican.
Yeah, like, I don't like my skin tone. And my dad would be like, white girls literally pay to get tanner.
Yes,
And I was like, yeah, but I don't
yeah.
care.
Actually, let's talk about that one real quick. We will get criticized on our bodies, on our lips, on our skin color, on everything. But then what's trending? BBLs, getting lip injections, going to get fake tans.
Yeah.
All of that shit trends. But then when Black women have beautiful natural bodies, oh, their bodies are ghetto, or they're too sexualized, or this and the third. When we have like nice luscious lips or whatever, their lips are too big, da da da. But like they always criticize people of colors like ethnic features, but then they're going out looking for them.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
trying to glamorize it only on white
so
people
do you want to hate me or do you want to be me, the fudge?
Because it's only nice when white people have it,
Yeah.
but when the people that actually like that's how they are, it's like
Yes.
frowned upon or seen like, oh, that's unprofessional. Why
Yeah.
this? Why that?
Yeah. Acrylic nails. When we have acrylic nails, it's ghetto. That's unprofessional. That's ratchet. When they have acrylic nails, look at my new set, guys. I'm
The
so
hoops,
excited.
the slick
Hoop
back,
earrings,
all
slick
of that.
backs. Yep, all of it, all of it, all of it. Lip liner. That's
Yeah.
I think that thing like that's been trending so like much lately. Lip liner, dude.
And like the Chicanas were doing that
Yeah,
stuff way
that shit was
beforehand.
it was considered ghetto, it was considered ratchet, it was considered whatever, everything under the sun negatively. But now it's like,
And that's because Haley Bieber did it, right? And that's when people were like, oh yeah, she made it up. She did not make anything up.
Girl.
We've been doing that.
Clean girl aesthetic, my nalgas, bro. Shut up.
And not just even like Hispanic culture, like you said.
Yeah, every culture under the sun, they will steal from it. And when they do it, it's perfect. But when it's done how it's supposed to be culturally and natural, oh, that's ratchet.
Then it
That's
becomes a
ghetto. That's
problem.
ugly. That's whatever. Da-da. It's like, dude, shut up. Shut up.
Cuando les conviene nada más.
Yeah, literally. That's so frustrating. I went to another thing. I freaking went for Mother's Day. I went to the Mazatlan, and bitch, I kid you not, I see a white family pulling up that has a MAGA hat on, and I'm like very loudly talking.
That makes me so bad.
And he was like right in front of me, and I'm very loudly talking about him where I knew he was gonna hear. I'm like, that's effing insane. Coming into a Mexican restaurant but voting MAGA. Like, I thought you didn't like us, but you like our food. That's so crazy. Voluntarily putting it. And I'm just like very loud. And he keeps like looking back at me like, yes, I'm talking about you.
It'd be the same white people that go to Cancun for vacation.
Literally.
Get the hell
I
out.
hate Mexicans. They're dangerous.
Now, why are you in my country?
They're a Cabo. They're Puerto Vallarta, Cancun, whatever. It's like, okay, don't hate us that much because you want to be over there. So what up? Stupid.
I don't
So
get it.
annoying.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I think I never will.
Me neither.
I don't think I hope to God I never will. Truly, like like foolish as my son, I hope I never ever can understand a racist ever, because I genuinely in my heart of hearts cannot understand why people are racist. I can't think of looking at somebody and look at their skin color or their features and being like, ew, you're weird, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like,
or
I
you're
can't.
less than, right?
Yeah, you're less than, or I'm better than you. Like, never. And I think it's definitely a part of the way that we're raised and what we're experiencing in life. And I never will ever understand that, ever. And that whole argument of like, oh, this is, you guys can't be here, this is America, whatever, da-da. Nobody is illegal on stolen ground. Point blank, period. I don't care what anybody says. Did everyone talk about whose land this is? The natives' land.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's also talk about how historically white people are stinky. Can we talk about that one too? They're stinky.
That is true.
And they brought diseases. Let's talk about that.
That's why everybody died. A lot of natives died because y'all were carrying diseases.
Stinky.
But nobody wants to talk about that.
Stinky. We're dirty because our skin color, we're dirty, but y'all were the ones that killed millions of people with their nasty diseases. Okay.
And like I said earlier, Google it. I'm not going to argue with you. Google it.
I think it
Google
was called the Spanish flu, right? The Spanish flu from Spain with the whiteys. Oh.
Okay, with all that we just covered, what advice would you give to a young person watching this? Or what do you want people to take away from this?
If you are a person of color, never change yourself and always be proud in who you are. I know it's hard in a world. It's always been hard. It's never going to get easier, sadly, until the world changes. And that's going to take a very, very long time. Always trust yourself and be proud of yourself and be proud of where you came from. Always be proud of your features. I feel like growing up, I hated my nose growing up. I was like, I have such a big nose, my Mexican nose over da da da. And I was like, you know what? That nose is the same nose my grandparents have. And I will never look at my grandparents and think I hate their nose or I hate their face. I will never do that. Same with my mother. And never conform yourself to the stereotypes of like white people beauty standards. Pretty much never conform yourself to that, because you're not a white person, and that's amazingly fine. You are whatever the city you come from. You're a Mexican person, you're a Mexican person, you're a black person, you're a black person, whatever. And always appreciate your own features in your own culture, because you are beautiful the way you are, guys. Hashtag you don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful.
Yeah. Very well said. I
Yes.
really like what you said.
Yes, guys.
And yeah, so thank you guys for watching this episode. Thank you, Alyssa, for being my second guest.
Second's the best. Third is the heritage.
And yeah, guys, I'll see y'all later.